And then when you start to understand or see things that light you up, that actually bring you joy, that really fill you up, you can then start to look at things that empower you, that bring you empowerment. And what I mean by this is, if you're stuck in a place of limiting beliefs of I'm not good enough, I can't do this, you're still not going to fully be stepping into this place of having purpose or being it. So it's noticing your limiting beliefs, the things that are stopping you, but as well starting to see how your thoughts and your beliefs create the reality around you. So are you living a life of purpose and meaning? Does it feel purposeful for you? And in today's video, I'm going to talk about living intentionally and how living in this place of setting intentions, connecting into yourself and your own awareness will help you start to live your purpose and a more meaningful life for you. So thank you for joining me. I'm AmyC with You Finding You. I'm an intuitive and transformational coach. And I help you connect into, become aware, and step into that place inside of you that starts living more intentionally, more aligned, and more on purpose. So continuing this week on the theme of purpose, finding your purpose and meaning, I wanted to go into steps that you can take to live more intentionally and starting to live more aligned and on purpose in yourself. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump right on in. And the first thing that you want to do is actually start to find your purpose and start to get clarity on what that means for you. And for myself, I spent so long trying to find it outside of me. And I thought that chasing after status or, bringing in all kinds of money, I thought those things would bring me happiness. But I ended up still feeling very unsatisfied in my life and feeling a hole in myself. And eventually I started to realize that I wanted more meaning. I wanted more purpose in my life, but I was like, where do I even look for this? Like, how do I find this? And what I had to do is I had to step into looking internally and seeing what was coming through for me. What I mean by this is the things that really brought me joy, the things that really lit me up. And I had to start really paying attention to those things. Like I could easily say, oh, I love to go out and photograph, but it didn't mean anything to me. Yeah, sure, I love to go out and it lights me up and it, brings me joy to be out doing it. But was I actually doing it in my life or bringing it in and noticing and paying attention to those things that actually lit me up? So the first step with clarity is finding those things that light you up, that bring you joy, that really do feel satisfying for yourself. And you can journal on this as well, and you can ask questions like, what really does light me up? Like, what are things that really do feel satisfying for me? And you can then become aware of those things. Again, just journaling on this and starting to see what things do actually light you up. And then when you start to understand or see things that light you up, that actually bring you joy, that really fill you up, you can then start to look at things that empower you, that bring you empowerment. And what I mean by this is, if you're stuck in a place of limiting beliefs of I'm not good enough, I can't do this, you're still not going to fully be stepping into this place of having purpose or being it. So it's noticing your limiting beliefs, the things that are stopping you, but as well starting to see how your thoughts and your beliefs create the reality around you. For example, if you say, I want to see a red car, you then start to look for or notice, and you might even be not really conscious, but the next time you see a red car, you're like, oh yeah, I remembered I, was saying this. So when you start saying things, you start to notice it. You bring it into your thoughts and your mind, and you start to notice those things. And this then is shaping your reality, or one way that we're shaping our reality. So if you think about this, if you're in this place of I'm not good enough, I can't do it, you're going to be creating this reality where you're not good enough because you actually believe that in yourself, and you'll give up at a certain point, or you won't do certain things because you're like, well, I'm not good enough, I can't do it anyway. Versus if you have these empowering thoughts, these thoughts of I can and am doing this, I am being this, I am helping others, or I love creating what I'm creating. As you're loving creating what you're creating, you're going to be doing more because it's like, well, of course, I love doing this. So again, looking at your thoughts and shifting from this place of I can't to I am doing this. I love doing this. I enjoy these things. So doing that shift in mindset to more powerful, empowered beliefs, and then the next thing to do from here is taking aligned actions. And when I talk about intentional living, this is a stage 2 where you can daily set intentions. Like each day I set an intention of today I want to be, maybe this morning I wanted to be structured, or I want to be productive. And when I say this, I'm actually thinking about, oh, what would productive mean to me? Like what are the things that actually would be productive? And the same with I want to be structured. Well, what does structured actually mean to me? It's like, do I have a schedule? Have I written it up? Am I doing things? And does productive mean that I hit all the things on my task list? Or you could also say living intentionally means I want to really feel purposeful. I want to really feel joy. I want to feel these things throughout the day. And as you set these intentions, again, you're bringing these into your forethought. So you're bringing that energy in and saying, this is how I am approaching the day, rather than, again, saying, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't be doing this. And coming from that place of limiting yourself, stepping into a place where you're empowering it and saying, these are my intentions for the day. This is how I want to go about my day. And then taking steps that are aligned. And when I say aligned, you can even ask yourself, is this step here, the next thing I'm doing, is that aligned with what I want for the day? Is it aligned with where I'm going with my purpose and meaning? And you can say, no, this actually isn't aligned. So do I actually want to continue with this? And in this setting aligned actions, you can bring in joyful things too. You can say, I want these things to be part of my day that will bring me joy. Because as you bring in those joyful things into your day, you actually fill yourself up again. It's like, oh, I just gave myself some joy, a moment of really feeling filled up, and then I can go back to or go about my day as I was before. And what I had talked about with taking aligned actions and setting the intentions, also feeling the energy of those intentions. And so what I actually mean by that is acting as if you already are that. So again, it's like you might be in a place, and I know for myself, it still comes up of like, yeah, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And it's like, yeah, I get into this funk of like, ugh. So shifting out of that vibration and saying, and it's not pushing it away and ignoring that feeling. It's like, I give myself compassion, gratitude, and understanding that I'm going to go through those moments. But then as well, setting the intention of, I want to feel joy right now. It's like, what would joy feel like in me? It's connecting into that joy in yourself and maybe visualizing times when you had joy, connecting with it, feeling it in yourself. But also going back to the idea of structure or productive that day, like these are intentions I'm setting. What does the energy of that feel like? If I think about me being productive, how does that feel in my body? And I'm not saying that I'm being productive where I'm forcing or I'm making things happen. Instead, it's like I'm in a flow and I am actually creating things through a full flow and enjoying the moment of it. So it's like, oh, that kind of energy of productive is what I want, of this, flow and creativity, versus productive of like, I'm making this happen, I'm forcing it into place. So feeling the energies in it and what it is when you set that intention of what you desire, but then being it, like stepping into being that energy, because as you be that energy, you're attracting those things back to you as well. But again, this is bringing it into your thoughts, into your body, and saying, this is who I am being today. This is the energy that I'm going to be today. And finally, when I talk again about living intentionally, also being present and flexible. So it's letting yourself be in it and see it and say, oh, this actually is not aligned for me right now. What would be? What are things that do feel aligned? And being flexible with it and allowing things to happen, allowing life and things to adjust around you and not having to control all of it. And I know for so many of us, it's like having that control gives you safety. It gives you a sense of comfort and knowingness, but it also doesn't allow you to be so much in alignment with yourself. And it doesn't allow things to flow in and out as things need to happen, or, as people come into your life or situations happen. It's allowing yourself to open up and accept those things in as they come in, but also trusting in, like getting into a place where you know that things are aligning and will align for you as they need to be. So this is a quick little overview of things that you can start doing, steps that you can start taking to live more on purpose and in your purpose. And if you check out in the dialog box below, I currently have a little mini course that will take you from grind culture, which is that making, forcing, pushing things to happen, from that lifestyle to living more aligned in yourself and living more in a place of listening to that inner voice inside of you and finding your purpose from within. So again, do check that out. That's in the dialog box below. And thank you guys for joining me. If you are enjoying and getting value out of these videos, do hit that like, share, and subscribe. Thank you again. I'll see you in the next video.